Okay, so today I am helping some of my tenants who are moving out. They were, I guess, apparently extremely affected by COVID, so they took advantage of pretty much every moratorium there was between the city moratoriums and the national moratoriums. So I wasn't really able to evict them, but they're finally moving out here in the beginning of June. So I'm cleaning this house out once again. So I had to clean it out when they moved in about 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, and now I am cleaning it out again. And just some interesting notes. You might be wondering, why is the living room light red? Well, you can notice there's a little dent in the ceiling there, and these particular people liked to put a stripper pole in different parts of the house, and in this case they probably put a stripper pole up against the ceiling here in the living room. Prior it was in the dining room, and they ended up putting a big hole in the ceiling when they tried to stand the stripper pole up with the red light to practice doing stripping, I guess. Actually, compared to the last time I had to clean this out, it's not too bad. Just a few things that I'm going to have to clean up. But they said they're not done yet, that they are going to take the rest of the day to clean out stuff. So we'll see at the end of the day. But like, the refrigerator still works, whereas the last time it did not. The kitchen is still in pretty good shape. So minus some leaky bathrooms. This is not from a pipe leak, but it's basically from people not closing the shower curtain and taking a shower, and all the water is basically dripping out of the bathroom and then through the ceiling over time. So I fixed that maybe a year or two ago, and now it's back like that again. But no big deal, just some caulk and some mud and some white paint, and we're good to go with that. Pretty much this house always, whenever I clean it out, it's always the backyard that looks the worst. This house actually has a pretty big backyard, and as you can see, even though there's 4 adults in this house, they never bother to basically weed the backyard. And so basically I'll have to come in today. It's probably the first thing I'll do today while they're moving out is get all the weeds out of the yard, clean it up, and then put a lot of mulch down. So a lot of garbage to clean up, but that's not really a big deal considering what I've had to do for this house in the past when cleaning it out after tenants have basically bum rushed the exits. So this is the basement, and as I suspected, looks like there's a lot of people living in here, even though these ceilings are only about maybe 6 feet 2 inches. So I don't know how they're going to get all this cleaned out, but apparently they're going to do it. And that will probably be for me. I can't imagine they're going to clean all this out. So that would be a considerable time period. So that's actually probably the worst amount of garbage I've ever seen in a rental property I've had to clean out in 6 or 7 years of doing properties in Baltimore. So that's pretty crazy. So I don't know who would want to actually live down here, but this is actually pretty crazy. So if you, in your mind, take away all these bed sheets that are hung up around the perimeter of this part of the basement, then you basically have just white painted brick walls. So this is pretty nuts. I don't think I've ever seen a basement like this bad before. One more last walk up the stairs. So I would say that probably once they're out, this will probably take me several days to actually clean up, because I thought the basement would be good, but as you can see, the rest of the house looks good. It's easy cleanup, but that's the way it goes in the hood during the COVID-19 era.